Well, we feel better than Mike's club feels right now, but it was a heck of a game. They're hard to guard. They put so much pressure on you. And during the course of the game, I thought they were shooting about 70% from three, and I looked down and they shot about the same thing we did. They're really hard to guard. We were hard for them to guard inside, but it's a battle. All right, we can try to get it inside, try to play to our advantage there, and they can spread us and drive us and shoot threes and play to the advantage they have because our big guys have got to come out on the court. It was decided not by us because Kennedy got in foul trouble, and so we couldn't really do that. At the last 2 or 3 minutes, we just started switching everything to see if we could stay with them. But, we had it 13, 14, 15, whatever it was, and then about 5 or 6 calls in a row just seemed went against us, and there were calls. It's part of the game. And then all of a sudden they made a couple of big plays, made a couple of big threes. We fouled a guy needlessly on a 4-foot jumper, and then at the same time we missed a couple of shots, missed a couple of layups, and all of a sudden now it's a one-possession game. When it got to be the one-possession game is when Joel made the shot out front that we thought was a 3 but was really a 2. And then we get a stop on the other end, and I think that's when we get Justin down on the break, and he scores at that point, and that made it go, I think, 6 at that point. But they're really hard to guard, goodness gracious, and we've had some big-time battles with them. It's the 4th time we played them, and it seems like the last 3 weeks, but I guess it's about a year. Well, it's always important. There's no question about that. You don't want to make it a one-possession game with them having the ball. It was a one-possession game, but we had the ball. And I don't think it ever got to a one-possession game where they had the basketball. And so that's always important. And, Joel hadn't shot it very well. Justin didn't shoot it very well. I was dumb enough to call Joel's play from the out of bounds underneath, and it went in. And I told him it should give him some confidence anyway. But, yeah, it was a big shot, but getting a stop on the other end may have been just as big or even bigger, especially when we turned it into a basket by Justin.
2 years ago, Notre Dame came back from 9 down. You guys, when they got to 5 and 2, did you have any flashbacks?
No, and during the course of the game, I really don't ever have any thoughts about result. I'm thinking about, let's see if we can get a stop on the other end, or what do we want to run on offense. I mean, we ran a play, and Joel makes a good pass to Isaiah, and Isaiah wasn't even looking for the ball. So I try not to ever think about result during the course of the game. It's sort of like you're working at that point. You don't think about what's going to happen at the end.
How big was the pressure you got from Tony off the bench?
Well, Tony off the bench was big for us, and I tell you somebody else was big for us was Kenny Williams. Kenny's been struggling shooting the ball, and 4 for 6 from the floor, 3 for 4 from three-point line, 3 assists, no turnovers. I think that was big for us too. But I've always said it's not just those 5 we have out there. We had 6 guys in double figures, and well, I thought Tony had more than 5 rebounds, but I thought he got 5 rebounds on one possession. But, pardon? Yeah, he was able to do some good things for us.
What are your thoughts on playing in Greensboro kind of in general, since the tournament is kind of me and Brooklyn kind of make its tour to different places, and takes me to the games that would have been here?
I'm glad that some people in Greensboro got to see us play. I'm glad we were able to take a game here because of that stupid rule that we have in our state that took a lot of great opportunities for people in our state and great athletes that like to do things in our state. And I think I shouldn't say rule. I guess it's a law. Law is more important than a rule, I guess. But I just think that's ridiculous and what it's doing to our state and the reputation of our state. Playing here in Greensboro, I was really mad, period, the end. I wanted to play in the Smith Center. The bottom line is that we have people in our positions at the university and administration that made the best decision they could possibly make with the best information they had. I didn't want to do this. I like playing in the Smith Center, but I trust our people, and they made a great decision, and yet right now everything's cool in Chapel Hill. Again, restaurants are open, people can go to the bathroom, all kinds of stuff, and then go to any bathroom you want to in Chapel Hill too. So, but I didn't like it, don't like it, never will like it. But it was not good for Michael either. I mean, he would have loved to have played on Saturday. He didn't really care where we played, but he would have loved to have played on Saturday because that was better for him with the close changeover from here to his next game. And I told him it wasn't good for either one of us. It's been weird this year because we've had Hurricane Matthew and the junk that it put on us, and the feelings that our administration had about that decision, and the way we played that night. We had the state game, and the problems that we had getting everybody to understand what we're trying to do, and we played great. And then this one here is the most weird thing I've ever been involved in my life. Never seen. Best friend in Kansas, my golf pro in Kansas, came to see us play. Think he's going to see a big-time North Carolina Notre Dame game in the Smith Center. He spent 2 nights in a hotel, no meals at home, and had to leave at halftime to get back to Raleigh to catch his flight. So it wasn't very good for anybody. But the people here today, I'm thrilled. Those people were into it. I love them. Wish I could say thank you to every single one of them because they were important to us winning the game. Thank you. I thought, God Almighty, we're really good. 11 guys in double figures. Okay. Well, it's just like Notre Dame. I mean, they've got 4 guys that average about 34 minutes a game that all shoot mid-40s or better, and they're averaging 14, 14, 13, and 13. You know, and I've always said that that's a difficult team to guard. And, you know, for us tonight, like, I don't think Joel Berry made a field goal in the first half. You know, so his production was big for us in the second half too. I didn't let it go very well. I was pretty frustrated, so it was emotional at times for me too. It's just a frustrating series of events there at that time period. But you know, the ACC basketball is always going to be emotional. I mean, it's down to the wire. I mean, there's not many games decided where people leave and try to get out the parking lot early. And but it was emotional there at the end. I mean, we wanted to play yesterday at 1 o'clock, and we played or 6 o'clock, I guess it was, and we played today. So I think that made it a little bit more important too. How'd I like how? Well, Isaiah had, you know, Patriots are in good shape, but the Falcons are in good shape because they got Ryan and Tom Brady at quarterback. You saw Isaiah throw it 10 feet over Seth Woods' head out there because he dang sure wouldn't be quarterback. Didn't play as well as I needed to play on the defensive end, but made some big baskets for us early. Made big free throw for us late. Kennedy really did some good things. There's no reason to charge people. One of them I agreed with, one of them I did not agree with, but you can't lead with your shoulder when you're making an offensive play. But they were important for us. I mean, if we're not in foul trouble, we would have been able to stay bigger and see if we could exploit that and make that more important than their perimeter play. But we couldn't because we were in foul trouble.